RTFC.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm one of your hosts, Rich. Of course, we've got Ed, Retro KillDashNine. What's going on?
Hey!
We've got Crow. What's up? There he is.
I'm always thinking that button won't work one time.
And of course, we got Pete, the EverCanadian, in the house. What's going on?
I could finally speak for more than 10 minutes without coughing. I'm very happy.
Yeah, man, that was a
and
rough
you've got
go.
power.
Glad to have you back, though. Glad
And
to
I got
have you.
electricity, and I got internet, and life is good at the moment.
And that's it. Yes.
And that's when the whole apocalypse starts.
Oh.
Nice.
And I gotta say it before we start, I hate you limited run games.
Oh no.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to buy some stuff from
They
them.
made me order the Recharge Series physical.
Yes, that's right. That's one of the
Oh,
things.
they put a recharge physical out?
Yeah, they got Recharge Series physical at limited run.
And they're going to put out Tempest 4000 physical too.
Anyway,
which is-
let's get going. Let's talk Evercade.
Oh, man.
Rich,
That's
we'll
some
talk
that's some
after.
wild times.
My fault. It really is. Because like
It
I
really
all
is just
good.
the first time
Yeah.
I'm 50% true on that. No.
Well, I wouldn't say it's all Ed's fault. We were getting a behind-the-scenes look at how Pete edits his thumbnails.
No,
That's
not
true.
edit.
That is true. We're on the thumbnail tour.
Okay,
Thumbnail
rates his
tour, yes.
thumbnails.
Yeah, I went behind the curtain and showed him what a complete and utter artist I am and how I dedicate all this time to it. Anyway,
Oh man, but it's a good time. We got some really awesome stuff here for you. Let's just jump into the chat, say hi to everybody. We got Julian in the house. What's going on? We got Lloyd Arjan. What's up? How's it going? Nick the toy collector's here. What's going on? We got Dan Nastic in the house. We got Dub64 saying made a live show. Hey, welcome on in. Skeletrex, what's going on? How's it going? Snakey is at 75 is in the house. What's up, John? How's it going? He's in here. Paige is here too. Hello, welcome. Well, what's going on?
Oh, playing
Arnold's in
Evercade while
here.
watching the Evercast. That. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, playing Evercade while watching an Evercade stream. Yeah, why not?
Inception.
Absolutely. Arnold's here. Phantom Fiction's here. What's going on? Al Sternhammer, what's going on? He's in here too. There's that guy named Crow. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, who's that?
Mike's here. Mike's going on. Roger's here. He's part of the Evercade Fans Hub. They're doing like some kind of relaunch on their Ever Chat.
Oh,
So
yeah,
all sorts of
yeah.
more
Yeah.
show.
Is that their
goodness.
podcast?
Yeah, they've got
Yes.
they've got like a little they got like a little they do it like once a month or something. Once every other month.
once a week,
Yeah, Roger's
yeah.
in the chat, so we could tell us when the next one
Yeah.
is. But
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
yeah,
always
they're
a good show
doing a
to
little
listen.
thing. They did a revamp. They've been teasing it all week long on the Facebook group. So you're looking for some more Evercade.
And they always do it while I'm working. So I always
Maybe
Yeah, it's in the
they'll,
middle of the day, US.
Yeah.
It's like at 3,
Yeah.
4 o'clock p.m. And I'm like,
If they're teasing it, I guarantee they're gonna have some EXP or some exclusive news drop because usually they tend to have some exclusive news for everything.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
It's always a good show over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely make sure you're checking them out as well. Links actually are below in the description of this video for the Evercade fans group. So if you're not already a member, hop on over there and click some buttons. You got Ballistic Coffee Boy in the house. What's going on? And Ian Hobbies early right in with the summon.
All right.
Oh,
This will be
man.
this. I'll do a quick and dirty.
Retro KillDashNine!
Hey, that
Oh,
doesn't
nice.
do.
Nice.
I love
There he is.
DJC.
There he is. Good stuff. Good stuff. We got Crimson Cross. I'm pretty sure I said Mike, but he's counting the days now. 12 days till EXP era. Yes, absolutely. What's going on?
I don't want to count down. I got so much stuff to catch up on before.
Jason Shires is here. Dominic Bradley's here. We got a packed chat. RMGB TV and Kid Guzzy. What's going on? What's going on? So, good stuff. Oh, hey, and there it is. Relaunch Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. So that's I think that's still like 3 or 2 or something.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. 2
noon
p.m.
my
Central,
time.
3 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
Like-
Yep.
So yeah, Thursdays. That's a good day. That's a good day to do that.
As they always
I'm
say, the
hoping
more
Thursday's gonna
Evercadians, the
be
merrier.
email day for me.
Okay,
But
it's
that
2
one-
p.m. for me.
Yeah, 2 p.m. So that'll be 3 over here.
Yeah, it's noon
Uh,
for me, so it's lunchtime.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect time for you to watch.
Yep.
So, yeah, I always have to catch the replays on those. But
Yep.
but yeah, very, very cool. Very cool stuff. So of course, there's all sorts of rumblings in the EXP stuff that happened this week. We had the UI reveal. We all did a reaction video on that, but we can all talk about that a little later in
We
the
did?
chat. Yeah, did we?
I forgot I made one.
Yeah. Huh?
Exactly.
What?
So yeah, we can all talk about that in the chat, and like do some Q&A stuff later about that. But the other news, the thing that they've been teasing it all week on Twitter, the official Evercade account was like, hey, fans in Spain and fans in France and fans in UK and fans in Canada. It's like literally everywhere but the US, and I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Well,
It's like
what else
like,
they
you can
did?
expect it for until the 15th, and I'm like, oh no. So so I was like, are we going to get some kind of news that like it is 100% absolutely happening? And then Friday afternoon, right before I recorded my last Evercade video of the week, the Funstock email appeared in my inbox that said
That's cool.
really cool things in it. And I'm going to bring it up right now so we can talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
get.
I don't think I'm aware of this.
I didn't
well,
get that
then-
email
well-
either.
Oh, maybe
and then I
I
was gonna
did
say-
get it, and I deleted it.
Two that like the metal Jesuses have already been sent.
Yeah,
Already- already been
there's
sent
some
this.
with them in their hands. We can talk about that too.
Yeah.
Um,
They're just not.
as-
They're just.
as well.
It's funny though because like Sean was saying in the chat, like they're just not allowed to open. They're not allowed to turn them on yet, but they can unlock them.
yes, that's right. Yeah, they want to. There's a small embargo.
Oh, they're
that's
allowed to
been
turn
made.
them on. They're just not allowed to show it.
Yes.
The reviews
Show
is
it
December
on,
9th.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
That's
I
what I mean.
tend
Of course
to
they can
avoid
play
that
it. Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
until I can
Yeah.
open it myself.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah, here is the email that was in my inbox as of 1 p.m. Eastern yesterday. It has the update about the Evercade EXP limited edition. This was the big line that was awesome right here. An exciting update for Evercade fans. EXP has arrived in Funstock's warehouses. That means they've got them in hand, which means it won't be too much longer before they unpack that pallet, put them in boxes, slap those labels on, and phew.
I'm
So,
hoping it's
yeah,
already been
I-
sent out to around the world so they can like Canadian suppliers and US suppliers can be sending them out. Like I really hope like they're
Yeah.
not waiting for the 15th to do that.
No.
Yeah.
I did read that, and I was just.
Oh, I
like,
found
okay.
the email. It was in my spam. Why is it? in
Yeah,
my
I was like, why
spam?
didn't I get it? But you know what's great about this though? It confirms we're all right that it wasn't an actual hardware thing. It was just a firmware
Software?
UI
It held
thing. Yeah.
software.
Yep.
Ed,
So-
check your
Exactly.
spam. I found mine in my spam.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, I saw a couple other people mentioned in the comments of the video. It was the Jalico arcade video that I just put out, where I was talking about this very
Oh.
email that they did not have their emails, but
Hey, Blaze sent an
check
official
that,
one.
check that stuff.
Did you guys see the one that? Did you guys see the one that Blaze sent?
I did
I-
not see the official.
I did.
Yeah, there's an
The
I
official
did.
official
one.
little thing.
I thought it was a given. I didn't doubt that it wouldn't come. I
Well,
don't know.
I mean,
I saw the,
I
that's
didn't-
why I was like, I saw the email and I didn't even think anything of it.
I'm going to say, like, I didn't necessarily completely doubt it either. I was just really nervous. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, what's
until I
Sean
get
saying?
like something official, right? It's like
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
little
the
face.
thing and it's happening. Like, I'm punchy. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this retro community that you're like,
Yeah.
you're holding out hope, and all of a sudden some like things happen. You either get delayed or you could be waiting for
Hey,
years.
whenever
for
that
things,
kind of, I don't even mind when that stuff happens because it's like, oh, good, I have more time to play what I have.
it's true.
I never
it's
think
true.
that.
But I mean, once you get the email, you've breathed your sigh of relief. Now you're like, all right, now I'm pumped.
So
Now it's like it's Mailbox Watch 2022. Let's
Well,
go.
yeah, Sean just said, just put an update in there. Sean's in here because he's waiting for England to play, most likely.
Yes. US is playing right now.
The U.S. is
Um,
down 1-0. Right?
Down 1-0.
Yeah.
That's unsurprising.
yeah, I know. So check
Nah,
this
the
out.
U.S.
This
is good, man.
Oh, so
I just wanted to
we
show
got
this. So this is the one that the. Yeah. So notice Funstock they
I'm
put
mad at
limited
you,
edition,
Sean,
which is
that's
cool.
why.
but this is the in 14 days it'll be released, and this is kind of a neat little like write up, and then they show the tour.
Oh yeah, that you know what? I did get that email. Yeah.
It's just that
yesterday.
like
Very
you
cool.
get so many emails from FunStop because I'm under distro list for all their products. Like I don't know why that one, because usually like all my stuff from FunStop goes into a FunStop
that's
folder,
cool.
but that one went to.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe I accidentally put it there because I saw Astro Kite on it instead of Evercade, perhaps.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because it did have that thing in the in the description. No,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean there, Ian.
People have been
also
wondering
looking
like
for
if
that.
there's going to be another delay, and I'm like, I don't like. I've been so positive that I don't think there'll be another delay. I always knew it was software. It had to be, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
one thing
sure.
I want to say real quick, Sean, since Sean is here, dude, I don't know if in your previous career if you were like a radio announcer or something else, but your voice is like perfect. Like there'll always be a second job for you, just like announcing, doing tutorials, doing all kinds of stuff. Like he has the awesomest voice.
Yeah. Voice work on that vid was
Yes.
plus.
Yeah. It was neat that we got
It was good
to see him.
I showed the vid to my wife, and she said, "Oh, he's got hairy fingers like you." Yep, he does.
It's all good. It's all good. But
That was a great video. Well, we'll talk about the video in a bit, anyway. So.
Yeah. But I mean, exciting stuff though, right? They've got them in hand. They're doing all that kind of cool stuff. Of course, that means it's both stuff. You got the LEs. They're all good. They're ready to rock. You've got the white ones, floating around. You also have people that actually have them in hand already. There's some members of press and all of those kind of things that actually.
I saw the Retro Dodo did
in
a
hand.
Yes.
Yep.
all
the
of
Retro
Retro
Dodo
Roger
video.
shared that. Thanks, Roger, for
sure.
sharing those.
You know what? No, I am so glad that Retro Dodo did that because he's brutally honest.
That was my first time ever seeing a video from him.
Oh yeah, dude, he's great. He reviews all kinds of handhelds and the Chinese knockoffs, and he's brutally honest. So for him to say that the EXP is made of like good quality and it felt premium compared to the other one, I think is huge.
Yeah.
No,
I might have to look him up
I need to
because
watch
I'm
more.
not familiar with that channel.
Yeah.
Me neither. I never. Roger put the video link, and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But you know what? One thing I always say is like those big YouTubers who don't do a whole lot with the system post the launches.
Mhm.
Like sometimes it's frustrating watching them a little bit because they don't know a lot about the ecosystem and they're not in the community every day. So I watch it and then I'm like, oh man, you should have mentioned this. Why didn't you mention that? Oh, you're not actually representing that correctly. Like they all do it, like the Metal Jesus and that, because it's not something they play every day, which is frustrating.
Like he was
for me a
surprised that
little
the
bit.
Capcom collection was built in with the
That's what
I know
pissed
you
me
mean.
off a bit. It's like, dude, like that's the biggest selling piece. And then he goes, I'm surprised they got that. I'm like, that tells me you know nothing about the Evercade community and how good they've been doing and
Well,
the
that's
company
the thing. It's
Blaze.
like,
So that's why I'd kind of stay away from the big. I'm glad the big YouTubers are getting it, but I don't really watch or trust their videos for honest opinions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
well, yeah, but I would say that no matter what, you've got to kind of get several different opinions, no matter
Yeah,
who it
100%.
is.
Yeah, you want that new person coming in who's never experienced to give you their honest opinion. But like,
Somebody
you
has a
know,
bunch of
that's all I'm
Sorry.
saying.
Oh,
It's
don't
like
show his
sometimes-
video. I don't want to see any of this.
No, but
Well,
just show the
all
part
right.
where like he has it in his hands.
Yeah. So
No,
much
I don't
show
even
it
want to
from
see
Game
that.
Pass.
I'm clicking off. I'm not even looking at it.
You're like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah,
But-
I think you're right, Crow. You're absolutely right. You should watch this stuff, but to get like
Oh yeah, we're not gonna play it through. I
misinformation
just want to make sure
sometimes,
people
and
know.
like Joe from GameSack, right? He was the perfect example who just completely, I felt like, was uninterested in doing the video from the start, and he had an underlying current, and he had an issue with the HDMI on the original one, no doubt. People did have issues with it, but if you watch that video again, you can tell that it's kind of just a job to him. Like it didn't come across as like he really wanted to do the video, and that annoyed the crap at me.
And that's fine. I mean, if you're gonna
Well-
watch somebody that does it for a job, you've also got to watch somebody who does it for fun. You know.
Mhm.
yeah, and does for
I think that's
passion.
you,
So you
Crow.
need a good balance. But
I hear
Yeah.
I hear a bunch of static.
Where?
It's very low in the background. I kind
I
of
don't
hear
know.
it. It doesn't
No,
bother me.
but Without going off at a tangent, no, it's funny that you brought that up, Pete, because when I would initially search for Evercade, well, like over a year ago, there were some videos like his that was negative. I'm like, somebody has to like this thing, and I think that's when and that's when I found you all. I'm like, good. I'm glad to see some people really like this product.
Yeah,
it
it's
seemed
just,
like just whining about some firmware updates. I mean, come on. But yeah,
yeah,
I know what you mean when it feels like it's a job. Yeah,
and like, yeah, it's just his tone really annoyed me and really turned me off his channel, because I did like his channel for a while. It's just then I started watching a lot of his videos and seeing this sarcastic, and maybe that's just shtick, like this sarcastic approach where kind of being a little aloof on a lot of stuff. But again, my comment is, it's like these videos are important, but at the same time, it's like you can tell they're not really knowledgeable a lot of times on the product, which is fine, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Hoovering.
yeah. Who's hoovering?
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Did it go away
No,
now?
but yeah, no, I hear you. But I'm just saying, like,
It's
from the
Crow
build.
and Master Control over there. You know it's always
He's got
Crow.
like a fan or something going on.
I didn't even
Oh,
think
yeah.
about that.
No, I just bring him
He's
up
got something to do with steady right now, probably.
because for me at least, someone confirms the build quality, because I mean it looks like it's a good build quality. That's
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and we got some people that had impressions when they went to Gamescom too. So
yeah,
people were saying it felt really really nice, and like I'm excited. I'm excited to get this thing in my hand and like see what's going on with it.
So the one thing I will say, since we did talk about ordering, like, okay, if you ordered it from Funstock, you'll probably, assuming no delays, you'll probably get it on the 15th or a few days earlier.
Mhm.
If you ordered it from like Video Games Plus, you'll probably get it like a day, maybe a day or two later. If you've ordered it from Amazon, God help you.
Video Games Plus, Ed, I paid for FedEx shipping. I paid $20 extra to get it.
Ooh,
Nice.
Get it overnight.
Nice.
dude. Yeah, then
Yes.
you will. Yeah, nice.
$20.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I want it. I want to play it before the holidays, because we get
Yeah.
snow. Like you guys. Well, Rich knows and Crow knows
Mhm.
about snow, right? Like, Ed,
That's
you don't
true.
get so much of it, but
Yeah, you never know.
you could go without mail for a week and a half up here.
Yeah, right now it's raining outside.
We got snow
over here,
We
but
got
it's
like
really
6 inches of
cold,
snow.
and I can already see like there's like rain beads that are kind of like too still for my taste on the tree outside, and I'm like, oh man, must be dropping temp. But yeah, no, that could all affect things. Yeah, we got that, and then of course people talking about the rail strike and all that kind of stuff. I mean, all sorts of things could be getting in the way of us getting our EXP, but I'm confident now.
No, we're gonna
At
have
the
it.
end of
We've
the
got them. They're
day,
putting them in boxes. We'll get them. So
at the end of the day, this Retro Dodo, thanks Roger for sharing that, because I finally I actually think I like his channel. Like Ed mentioned that he's got a very honest opinion. He does.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Chinese knockoffs and stuff like that. I just really
Oh,
not.
I love watching videos on that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
me
know
too.
myself to buy, and that I'll probably watch some of it.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's
did
like
he
modding
do one-
videos.
I'm
I'm
thinking
not gonna
about
actually
getting,
do it, but I like to geek out over it.
I got a question for you before we move on, Ed, because you've watched his content. Because I'm thinking about getting a Windows-based handheld, but does he do any of those reviews?
You're talking about like what's like that, like the AO Neo or like those.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because my Steam Deck, I keep my consoles purely in the ecosystem they are made for. So my Steam Deck is purely for Steam OS. That's it, right? I play as a Steam. But I'm looking for I have a bunch of games on Windows that aren't compatible on the Steam Deck or don't run well, so I'm looking for one. So if anybody has any recommendations, let me know.
So here's what I'd recommend. No, because he does more of like the Android and Linux. Check out Retro Game Corps. He does deep dives, and like ETA Prime, because there's a few of those newer newer
ETA
devices.
Prime, I'm familiar with.
Yep. Jason agrees with you.
Yeah.
Retro Game.
Yeah,
Did you
Retro
just
Game
say
Corps.
Eta Prime?
Maybe that's another one I should look into.
Well, so
Did you just
the thing,
say ETA Prime?
yeah. ETA.
Oh, you guys, it's ETA Prime. I thought it was ETA
Yes.
Prime. Okay, I've
Yeah.
seen his channel. I haven't watched much.
But
so.
Retro Game Corps, I like, because he really does like a deep dive, and he has a website where he puts detailed guides, and he'll compare everything and tell you the pros and the cons. But that makes me very happy that you're keeping Linux on the Steam Deck. I mean, that's cool for people who want to dual boot it, but it was designed for Linux, and it should have Linux. So yeah, if you want a Windows-based thing, yeah, you're doing the right thing. You're getting one.
Well, everybody knows me. I'm a purist when it comes to my system. Very seldom I'll hack it and do anything. I just want the original. That's why I push for the Evercade wireless controller. That's the controller that came with the system. That's what I want to play. But I'm weird that
You
way.
hear that, Sean?
I mean, I'm kind of with you though, Pete. Like, I don't do a lot of like, like things that are additive or like, completely alter the operating system of a thing. Unless it's actually, unless it's actually backed by the manufacturers of the device.
Yeah,
so,
I felt dirty when I hacked my Ouya.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that is actually just like, the Ouya is not going to really work unless you do something.
Yeah, and it's a dead system now, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I hacked that.
There is that.
So I don't feel so bad. Oh, 2-1. Thanks, Roger.
Nice.
Ooh.
And I add stuff to the legends, but I mean, it's built into the system.
Yeah.
The system goes, if you hit this button, you can do this, and then you can just put things on there.
I'd love to do that type of stuff, but I have to be careful, like with my Wii, like because like I did all the cool weird things, but then you get to a point where if you're doing that more than gaming, so that's what with the Steam Deck it's an interesting balance. Like I love the Evercade, you can't do anything to it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's just as it is.
Well, and then I mean, even with the VCS, I mean, you could do like dual boot, and they support it and all. And I'm like, I'm not gonna throw Windows on there or whatever, but I'll wait until they do something that's like, oh, hey, this is official. You could just stick this thing in, and you can actually dual boot.
Actually, the VCS they
officially support it dual boot now. They got a little thing.
Yeah,
how much is that?
John Hancock's video. Although how much? If you let me asking, how much did you pay for that?
Yeah,
$29.99.
Okay, that's not too bad because I was like, you could download the OS, you could put on your own USB key, but it's a 128, and that's cool. What's hilarious
now
though,
you just plug it in, and it's like, oh, I get in or whatever, so it just plug it in and turn it on.
You can emulate, like there's emulators like MAME and Atari, like all that stuff runs pretty well.
Yeah, I saw that John Hancock did Steam on his. He installed Steam on his, and I'm like, that's a cool idea. But I've got my Steam Deck, though I must say the Steam Deck and the dock, it's a pretty horrible experience. That's why, I tried it. Trying to get stuff to work on that is not fun. They need to update their OS.
Which dock do you have?
The Steam Deck dock.
The official?
Yeah.
Because like the one I got, like the Eye of Volar, and I just like.
I got both. I've got the JSOC because I've had that for 3 months, and then I got the Steam Deck one. And the problem is Valve hasn't updated. The games aren't updated to take advantage of controllers through the dock. It confuses itself with keyboard and mouse for a bunch of games I want to play. So I'm not saying it's not good for Steam verified games. It probably is, but I tend to play non-Steam verified games on my deck. So anyway, but yeah, we'll keep going back to Evercade. I'm gonna have to get you guys on. I'll get you on the next Crankcast I do, so we can talk handhelds and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Have we not done it for a while, or have I not just been showing up?
No, we haven't done it for a while. I've been sick, dude.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I thought. But then it occurred to me, it's like I haven't done it
trying to live.
Maybe we'll do one next week, just before the holidays and start. And maybe next Sunday, we'll figure it out.
So, so where do we want to? Yeah, that's true. So where do we want to go next? Do we want to like chat with the chat about the UI reveal?
Chat with the chat.
Or
we could do that if you want to change things up. I have some polls if you want to.
You get some polls too.
Yeah,
and his polls.
I got some polls. Yeah,
We're all tired of looking at his polls.
No.
Yeah, earlier we're talking about playing with our decks, and now we're talking about polls.
No, you guys were.
Nope.
I don't have decks or polls.
All right, fine. Let's jump into it.
Because I do have some polls, and one of them it also does talk about, like, I did want to talk about my logos and rebranding real quick.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of have some interesting things. So the first thing that I'm always curious about is asking people, what do you want Blaze to focus on in 2023? You got 55 people, and so this top one, it's fun to get 7% a new VS that doesn't play games that makes you toast. So people want. I had to throw a silly one in there. Here's what I was shocked though: only 2% firmware. Like firmware UI updates. Like,
let me tell you something. Somebody was commenting on my videos that they didn't like the fact that the EXP had Wi-Fi because they didn't like that it would be updated, and they didn't like it. Oh, that makes it more like a mobile device. Because his logic didn't make any sense. But
dude, yeah, I've argued. Believe me, I had an argument with someone on Facebook that they said everything for Evercade should work out of the box and you should never need a firmware update. And I was like, dude, you're smoking crack. Yeah. Because I mean, it's like a 2022, firmware update. So yeah, I mean, for me, I kind of meant like improvements. But here's what's interesting though: big IP licenses, 24%. People wanted that. Trackball spinners, 29%. But here's what made me happy, and this is kind of the heart of Evercade: solid game collections we've never heard of. That one, 38% of people. They want.
I mean, but that's that's the whole that's discovery right there, right? That's where it's all about.
Yes, and then some people second Capcom collection, Konami. They would love, they would love some alternate VS controllers, spinners, television specific headset, little trackball spinner, trackball. How about some shoot 'em up? So yeah, that was made me happy that the community went towards that way. But I thought firmware updates would be more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me. It was tough, but it was between the last two. It was between the solid game collection and trackball spinner. I think I voted actually for the trackball, but yeah, I mean it's either one of those things could be a thing that I would like to have.
For me, I don't even care if they put out their own trackball spinner. Just make it compatible with something.
Yeah, make it compatible with something. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that I thought was I thought was interesting, and so yeah. So here's what's interesting. So here's one thing that I did want to talk about. My logo and all that stuff. So as you all may know, me and Rich, we have a second channel. I've gotten a Steam Deck, and with the EXP coming out, so I'm like, I need to commit to the brand name. I want I don't want people to think that I'm maybe not serious. Of course, still love Evercade and all that. And I could hear Pete's voice in the back of my head. There's really no reason why I shouldn't actually name the channel the shortcut link Evercade Effect. I'm still going to be Retro KillDashNine, of course, but that's just me. But the channel itself is Evercade Effect, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to go through, do a rebranding, make something look a little bit, more nice. And I don't think you or Crow saw, but so my initial logo, I ended up hating it. And what's kind of funny, because when I was going on a walk, I'm like, I want something I want EE for Evercade Effect, and I want a badge or a fist or something else, and all that. So in my head, something looked really cool. And then I created this thing, and then I really hated it from the purple yellow color. I really didn't like it. And so then I kind of asked my wife for some advice. She's just like, yeah, I'll know it when I see it. Maybe flip the E's around the other way. And so if you notice that the E's, they look like Sega, right? And so I kid you not. So up on my YouTube, I don't know if y'all know who Ethicade is. He's another Evercade channel.
Yep.
He had his thumbnail. I think it was the one where he had gotten the Game Gear. And then my wife said, hey, she's like, for the EE, I was still going to keep the fist and all. She's like, use that font. Use the Sega font. It'll look really good flipped. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I sat down. I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of all this other crap. And then just kind of tweaked it and put on a black background. So for me, I wanted to do an homage to the OG handheld. That's why I picked the color schemes.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I love Sega. It does what Nintendo don't, and all that. And so I'm like, if that was on a shirt, I would actually buy that. So that's
yeah.
No,
so, but it is a cool logo. That's for sure.
Thanks. I have to give a huge shout out to my wife. She was the artistic mind behind kind of helping me. But it's funny though, 67, I'm glad it went up, because initially it was kind of it was 50-50. I'm like, really? People hate it because that other one was an abomination, but it was funny. That's why I think Pete was the only one, because he commented, who are you gonna punch? But it's kind of giving it to the
I saw the other one, and then it was what was it? Less than a day later, or less than
an hour. I spent
so you changed it.
All right, I guess you
changed
just
it and then
around.
changed it again, because the previous one I remember was KillDashNine.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
But the font though is public domain, so I already looked. The font's free to download. I already looked at that. So yeah, it just seemed to kind of fit, because the one thing that I didn't want to do is usually with most gaming websites, there's some type of controller or some type of handheld, and I thought about that, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different, which was difficult, right?
Yeah. No, that's cool though.
And then you make something, and then I'm like, well, for card, we already have the controller buttons. I'm like, I need to do something totally different that separates. So yeah, that was kind of the story behind that. And then I have one last poll, because this one is, Ian Hobbies. I don't know if y'all saw, but he tagged all of us. He said, we're getting so close, I can feel it. Let's go. But
Yes.
so for
That
me,
was probably 15 after 10.
Yeah. And I got again 52 votes, and I do appreciate the community because these polls are just really. I love doing this to get everyone involved. So for me, like I'm always curious, like what are people playing while they're waiting? Because for me, like before Evercade has been my that and PS4 been my main, but now it's been over the Steam Deck, and I guess I could have put Switch, but maybe subconsciously that went out of my mind. But so it's interesting though. It's tied. So for like PS4, PS5, Xbox, and the Evercade VS OG handheld 27%. That's deadlocked.
Yeah.
And then people are PC. So a good percentage of people PC gaming / Steam Deck, and then people are doing. I figured that would be the lowest, 8%. And then other. Please explain. People here I think they put Switch. Like Xeno Crisis.
You forgot to put the Switch in there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying subconsciously, but yeah. Then someone said you should have added that. Someone playing Mini 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. So sometime I could do like a whole side rant on this, but I don't know. It's just like I don't know. I think Pete, you've said this. Like Nintendo is just so anti-consumer, so it's just Mrs. KillDashNine. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I remember the old Nintendo. I mean, for me, like where I felt that like they were truly in touch with their fan base was the Super Nintendo, and that might be like the greatest system. That Then after that, I kind of feel like they just became too much of a corporate company. Oh yeah, and then I did that banner. I just wanted something simple and it looks good on all the devices. And then I renamed the Facebook page Evercade, and I changed my name and I still kept my Twitter and all that stuff the same, but yeah, I'm much happier.
Very cool.
At some point you may see some shirts or something, especially like if there's conventions coming up. Like I need to have a shirt for myself. So I can
definitely.
A walking billboard.
You gotta rep the brand.
Yeah. And I do appreciate all the new subs been growing there, trying to get to 1,000. So yeah, you see me as the Evercade Effect. I mean, people know who I am, Retro KillDashNine, and and I mentioned before, like I do appreciate not in the past, like Pete's pushed me to he's like with the branding, which is good, because if you're an Evercade channel, have Evercade in the name.
Sure.
When people do search and find it and all that, so it's all good though. I mean, that's why we're all a collective, helping each other out in this YouTube verse of
That's
stuff.
the whole point, man.
Very cool.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I wish people could see Pete's new sweater. It's like lights up. It's like so cool. He just update that.
It was pretty neat.
Nope. The YouTube community can't have nice things.
That is very true sometimes.
I'm just wondering, how do you wash a shirt like that?
This has been washed a couple times now. I don't know. It's maybe,
They like seal like where the battery goes.
I've had it for 8 years. It's been 8 years. Yeah, I've had it. So I'm not sure why it doesn't just electrocute me.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh. There's a pin set with a VS bundle at Funstock that's not available separately yet.
Is there?
Those sneaky guys at Funstock.
I'm not a pin guy.
I thought I was gonna get all of the pins.
What's funny is I'm not a pin guy either, but then I went ahead and bought this anyway, separate.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've got that one. I've got the other ones that are floating around.
You can buy
here
the
somewhere.
Indie Heroes badge separately, and you can buy the plushie separately. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder, did I buy that? I don't even
I want
remember now.
to see what it looks like.
I'm trying to find it.
Let's go on a journey.
Oh, is it? Hold on a second. Is it that? No, that's just the warning. Oh no, it is. Oh, it is the badge set. Okay, here I found it.
All right. While we're waiting for you guys to do this, Chad, I got a question for you. Everybody put in the date they think they'll receive their Evercade EXP. So we know the 15th is the official launch.
Mhm.
Everybody put a date in when they expect to see it based on your region, your mail, your carrier, stuff like that.
I'm gonna put mine in as like my hopeful.
Well, I got to choose a date where we get mail.
Oh, that's freaky. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's freaky.
Nice, Crow.
Accidentally typed as you. That's freaky. But no, the 13th, I was thinking like it'll come 2 days earlier. That's funny. Oh, that's freaky.
And you're replying as me. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is. I think a lot of us are on track. I think it's a day or two early, or right on the nose, maybe a day later, something like that. It's gonna be.
See
there.
what I'm looking forward to do, because we're gonna be staying at some families for a couple of days. So I'm gonna take my deck. I'm gonna take my EXP, see which one I play more. Try I want to bring in.
Yeah, I think the key though is, and Ian knows this. The key is, if you order, because everyone that ordered the LE ordered from Funstock. If you get that email next week, it's happening.
Yes,
you get it by Friday. If you get your shipment notification email by Thursday or Friday, it's happening, and you're getting it early. In the East Coast of the U.S.
100%. Because remember on that last Evercast with the VS, like you got yours, and then I got mine, like shortly, shortly, and then within a week. So that's why I said that I think the limited editions, I have a feeling like those are prepped to go. Like those will come out a little bit, like a tiny bit, like a day or two sooner. And for Funstock has a good habit of getting them out there early. But I'd be curious to see when Pete gets his, since he got like FedEx. Dude, FedEx is really quick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like super fast from BGP.
Oh, these are the buttons, by the way, and I try to make that.
Do they have one of those things where? Yeah, maybe there's a thing of just the.
Yes, there we go.
I did buy the plushie.
Choking hazard. Okay, there we go. Now you can all see.
Oh, the plushie bundle with Indie Heroes? Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, me too. But I did it for the plushie though.
That's cool.
No, I just bought the plushie.
Oh, you just bought the plushie.
Oh yeah, because you have to get it from Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get the pegless version.
Oh, that's right.
Of the game.
Yeah.
Well, what else did you buy though? Because you have to put in a minimum of like 40 pounds.
Cool though.
I think I did buy other stuff.
There's a plushie.
I like that skin. Yeah, it's a flea plushie.
Yeah, the flea plushie.
It comes with Indie Heroes too.
Yeah,
I just bought a carrying case and the Indie Heroes pin set, and that put me over the amount.
Yeah, and it comes with a pin set too. Tapeworm.
Yeah, so I bought the flea and the pin set separately.
Wow. Yes, that is so cool. I love that.
Yes, flea plushie.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm with Pete. Pins, I don't know. Pins, I'm not a huge fan of, but like the plushie stuff like that, posters, booklets, I like, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh? That is a good question. I don't know if I'd want to put one on there, but wonder if Blaze makes
got some
skins
pretty
for
big pins.
I don't know, man. So here's my whole thing. Because like with the with the Steam Deck, they make tons of skins and all that. But here's the one thing that you always hear is that it changes the way that it feels. It could make it a little more slippery. If you don't have it 100% flat, it could, if there's like little like bumps, you're gonna feel it on your hands. I don't know.
Or whatever.
I say with screen.
That's what I wanted to mention about the EXP. I didn't realize that there was actually like small textured thing. It's like it's got a small texture on the back of the EXP from that Retro Dodo video. It's not just flat. Yeah, there's actually
there's those epic vents
on the back of the plastic.
They've got speed vents or air vents in the back.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be kind of cool. Like
speed holes.
Very, very interesting. Like I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped about it.
I know.
Awesome. Dude, I think like I'm trying to figure out the first game to play. I think it's gonna be Moon Patrol. I honestly think it's gonna be Moon Patrol. Well,
I mean, it's in it for me. It's probably going to be. I mean, that's a good segue. It for me, it's probably going to be R-Type. To be honest, I'm going to put in that IREM collection first and just play some R-Type. Because
you know which one it's going to be for me. It's going to be whichever game is the oldest.
I put a poll on my channel. If you want to go to my channel, there's a poll in my community tab, and it'll tell you what collection you're going to play first in the EXP. So, Rich, I don't know where it's at right now, but you can check that out.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
And find it.
Yeah.
Well, which one is numbered first? IREM or what was the other one? Toplan or IREM? Which one is numbered first?
Is it Toplan or Teoplan?
Toaplan.
I found it.
Toaplan.
Oh, I voted in this one already.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can see my vote. Yeah. For me, it's.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to get back into the menu. I'm not going to do it.
Dude, for me, it's going to be it's like Strider. Even though I do R-Type is like a second, but like Final Fight, Strider. But yeah, for pure nostalgia, yeah. So you see my vote. That's
out of 117 votes, Capcom blew away everything else, but it's IRAM. I voted for IRAM. I'm dead serious. I'm putting it in because it's just I got to get that nostalgia hit for me and play some of the that R-Type. It's pretty good stuff.
Final Fight.
I like Ballistic Coffee Boy, Namco.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Yeah.
No, I love the world doing polls. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just interesting to see that. I think everybody's probably gonna, without thinking, will default over to Capcom just because they're there.
Yeah, because you don't even have to put a cartridge in it to play
That's true. Yeah.
So
I really want to test that Tate mode right away. Who called it tape mode? Retro Dodo called it tape mode.
Yes, he did. Yes.
You all
I know
were
there's some
calling
people
it
that are
tape mode
complaining
too.
about the built-in games.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I'm not.
I called it Tate when I found out what it was called.
Tate.
Yeah, when you found out what it was called.
It was pretty.
Like
I didn't even know it was called Tate mode until it was actually like announced in the.
For some
Sounds
reason,
so fancy. It's
I knew what it was called for like a long time ago because I used to watch people that had like arcade machines, and it always was called Tate mode. They always called it Tate mode when they rotated the screen. So,
But here's the thing, though. When you're sitting up there on the family at the couch, you'll have your one cart. You're going to be happy with the built-in games and the unlock game. Like, speaking from using the Steam, it is neat to be able to like play different games and not have to swap out carts.
Yeah,
I do realize that is the awesome thing about the Evercade, but it'll be neat to have some built-in games.
Yeah. But yeah, real quick, and let me sneak this in here before we move on and start talking about that awesome UI reveal video. I do want to say that they did a game spotlight on the Evercade blog. Pete Davison. This thing, it's about R-Type because I think R-Type's just an awesome game. But this article, you figure, oh, okay, it's a nice little spotlight article, a couple paragraphs, little pictures, all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm not going over the whole thing because you just gotta get over there and read this thing. But take a look at this. They go deep in. This is like a full magazine article, like 3-4 page article about R-Type and the history and and all this other stuff, and I just gotta say, like, this, well done guys. This is a cool little deep dive on the official page, so head on over and check this out. And it gets me even more pumped as far as that goes. Just wanted to point that out. So anyway, that was that. So let's jump into that UI reveal video and then chat with the chat about the UI reveal. I'm just gonna put it up in there. We don't have to like watch and listen to it. I'm sure everyone's either seen one of our 4 reactions or the video itself. So I'll just put it in the background and we can just chat. So, first question: how do you like the startup? Like the new startup thingy.
Oh, that's really cool.
I like it.
It's simple, it's sleek, I like it.
I didn't really think much of it.
Oh,
it's just an intro.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. We've seen it like a long time ago. So I was like, oh, okay, I know this. So
yeah,
what else?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. And then I use those for like all my transitions in videos. So I think I might actually
there's only one
trade
thing
off the VS one for that.
There's only one thing I don't like about this design, but I know why they did it this way. Is that they had the mic. So here's the thing. I think that if you're getting the handheld, you're going to get it to play in handheld mode, even though you can plug it into the TV. I wish that now, after having some time with the Steam Deck and having like the charge, you can plug in the USB-C on the top. I wish that had the USB-C on the top, just so it's like not in your way if you want to plug in while you're charging. But otherwise, everything else is good. I think that blinking LED, we needed that, and I like how it blinks green and then it's solid, so you know that it's.
Well, here's
booted
my
up.
question about the LED being: is that the top or the bottom? I think it's on the top.
That's the bottom.
It's on the bottom.
Okay, are you
Yeah.
gonna even see it if you're playing and you're running out of batteries and it starts blinking? If it's on the bottom, how are you gonna see it?
You'll
Yeah,
notice some red
it is
flashing.
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There is the indicator though on the main screen. It still shows you that.
Yeah.
But will you see the indicator while you're playing a game?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You don't see
I
it on
wonder-
the regular handheld, do you? On the
Yeah, no,
LG?
I don't think so. But they do have the indicator now. It wasn't there before, but
Right.
originally.
Do you
but
think in the menu we'll see the battery percentage? Like that would be neat, or be
Well,
able to
yeah,
have
it's
does.
right there.
Yeah,
It's right there.
Right there in the
Okay.
top left. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
And that's where it is now in the current firmware for the
Yep.
original handheld.
Yep.
I'm
yep.
thinking that they fixed it and it's going to be accurate. You know, when you get out of a game and go back, the percentage will still stay the same. It won't like jump from like 40 to 50. And I'm hoping we should be able to charge this thing fully with like in 2 hours. I'm hoping it shouldn't take. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know,
It's USB-C, so it should be able to
Yeah, it should be a
handle
fast
higher.
charge.
Yeah. Oh, the themes! Like I love. As soon as they showed like that theme and like the gold and blue, like I love the new theme.
Yeah, the gold and blue theme is pretty cool. I'm into that for sure.
Oh, hidden. This, I know we talked about this. This is
Mhm.
huge because I think I love now once you unlock a game, we'll
Yeah, it's
finally be able
just
to get to
unlocked.
it. Yeah, and it'll tell you
Yeah.
how many for that firmware update.
I mean, you gotta start thinking that there's going to be some cross parity in a future update for VS, right? If you've got the ability to have them unlocked and stay on the EXP, that quality of life feature's got to cross over, right? The next VS update is going to have it.
I think somewhere in Discord, I thought Ryan or somebody said something that they're gonna, once they get this focused out, they're gonna start backporting features, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna get the final OG.
Yep,
Yeah.
in the final OG handheld one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, very, very, very cool stuff. And then the Tate mode on the bottom, I like the fact that like design aesthetically, they figured out a way to put that button somewhere where it's not going to be accidentally hit, like too much anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is like as you're holding it in Tate mode, if you're like if you grip the thing a little too hard and you roll that the right index finger, you might whack it once, but other than that, I don't think I think it's a pretty good placement for the button. For sure.
The interesting thing is, I think I've already heard that you can use Tate mode in games that don't necessarily use it.
Yes.
But you wouldn't really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean told it like there was an Evercast here. About,
That's what I thought.
told us,
Yeah, I just didn't know if I was imagining
Yeah.
that or not.
But what's great, I'm glad they made it so you could press the button at any time. Like if you start up a game and you forget, and then everything else remaps and moves over perfectly, like the D-pad. So I'm
Yeah.
so
I
glad
wonder
that
if you
they have a
can
hardware
stretch that
switch.
screen.
That sounds like a challenge to me, like playing Street Fighter in Tate mode.
Oh,
On the
God.
handheld.
I wonder will the screen stretch on Tate mode like it does? Like, could you do
I'm
that?
sure-
What it would look like?
They have the stretch option for regular
Or
modes. I would imagine that it'd be the same.
I wonder what
That's
it would
true.
look like. Would it look as bad? I wonder.
It would be
Question.
stretched. It'd be something I wouldn't recommend.
I can't wait
no,
to
I
test
just want
it.
to know what it would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Like
I mean,
Pac-Man on Namco 1, will it be totally FUBAR, or could you actually like play it?
No, you could play it. Everything will be stretched. Like
Yeah.
And then
you know how it
maybe
would
even
be
like
stretched when you.
And will Pixel Perfect go the other way too? It'll be like the smaller rectangle inside of
Probably.
with some.
Well, I don't know
space.
what it would. I really don't know what that would look like on the handheld, to be honest.
Yeah.
On the TV, if you had it output to the TV, I think it would be shrunk down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But on the handheld, I don't know. I guess it depends on the resolution of the screen and
So
how
this
that.
part of the video got me thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a feeling once the EXP comes out, they're going to do a blue and yellow variant version of the EXP in 2023. A Capcom
Ooh.
color variant
All right.
with
That'd be
all
interesting.
blue, yellow
With
buttons.
the yellow buttons, the gold
Yeah.
buttons.
Predicting it now. It's coming.
That's a cool one.
Because they
Would
always
that-
do a color
So
variant.
wait. Would that come with a possible like physical version of something that's Capcom related?
Maybe, you never know.
Mm.
But I'm thinking it's a no-brainer because they always do color variants at least 6 or 8 months after they release the system for the handheld. So I can see this as a no-brainer. Blue and yellow, done.
But they haven't done it for the VS.
Yeah, I mean that's more work. I think that's the handhelds you get. I don't know. Yeah, you got to. Well, yeah, there's black and white.
Yeah, and technically, outside of the LE and the standard, there's only been one other variant on the handheld either. So but handhelds are known for that kind of refresh later. So.
Well, think about it. They did that with the Nintendo 64. You got different color variations of that. They did it with the GameCube.
Well, actually, notice how the other... So you say that, right, Pete? But notice how the other one that they showed, right, was purple and white. Like the other backgrounds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can see that.
Yeah. So let me go back to...
Yeah. I just got a feeling it's like, I think, they probably wait a year to do it.
This one is the one you're talking about?
No. It's. I think it's right after this.
I could see that around this time, around the holidays, they come out into the variant. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the handheld because they wouldn't do a VS with Capcom colors because you don't have the game built in.
Right.
I'm just thinking, like, it's too bad. Like, imagine if the deal was signed
right here
well before they went into production.
Oh,
produced
a
Capcom one.
I think this is just the Capcom menu.
Oh, is it?
Is it
that's what I think.
Or is there a purple and white theme?
No, the box theme. I think this is like the box theme.
The box theme is the Capcom, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the box theme version of the menu interface.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but
no, I think you're right. I think you're right with that. But that other like EXP blue and gold is. I mean, it's definitely a nod to the Capcom.
So you know what? And somebody and since they brought this up, so I wasn't sure because initially I was thinking the 50-60 hertz. Somebody coming on my channel, I wonder if they did this so possibly like Double Dragon 1 would be playable. Some of those games that suffer performance. Do you think maybe?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that could be a thing.
Yeah,
to help mitigate some of that stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I think the dynamic rate control, all that really is doing is preventing screen tearing.
Oh, okay.
Because when they say unordinary frame rates, we're really talking about arcade games. Because some arcade games ran at really weird, frame rates, like 57 hertz.
Yeah, I think that's neat though that they've implemented that so that kind of like.
But it'd be interesting if you could tell the difference. I'm wondering if you can tell the difference, like in what games you'd be able to tell the difference with.
Maybe in some of like the more like heavily action oriented ones you might be able to tell a little bit of a difference, but like on a normal side scroller or a platformer or something like that, I don't know if you'd be able to tell that.
Yeah. And plus, if you have it plugged into a television, is that something that can still work?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess the display would have to be compatible, right?
No, dynamic rate control.
Dynamic. Oh,
yeah.
I wonder if that's something that they could put on the VS.
Yeah, well, that might freak out a TV, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
it's
thing.
Expecting an input at a certain hertz, right?
It might work on some TVs and it might not work on others.
Right. I wonder if they ever did that. Yeah. Speaking of things with TVs, did they ever put in that update for the VS where if you had what the heck was that feature? The HDMI feature that like allows control via HDMI?
CSEC. Yeah, CSEC. No, they didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering because I was thinking I was like, oh, I want I said it in the video that I want an extra VS so I could plug it in the living room and then get some people together and start playing some of these games. Just kind of like in the living room with just random instead of having to cram people into the studio like I actually do. I force people to come in here and feel like, hey, let's play some VS.
You just have to get a sec. What is it? A sec list? I don't know. I made a video on that like a while back.
Yeah, there is an adapter that you can get.
The Lindy adapter. Yeah,
that way you can actually just leave it plugged in.
Yeah,
because you can't leave it plugged in if you have a TV that has that feature. Because then things like your Apple TV doesn't work. Because that's exactly what happened to me. I started freaking out.
And then the wife can't watch your shows, and then you get beaten with the stick. No, yeah. Yeah,
So-
I hear you. No, I'm glad you brought that. I totally forgot about that feature because I think I got that device and I, forgot
Yeah.
about it. But yeah, I think Ryan said they didn't have any immediate plans, but they might sometime in the future.
All right.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very neat. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, just watching this is like just it just pumps the shipping anxiety.
And here's the other thing we know too, because Sean talked in the video. Make sure your battery's charged because they're going to come out with a day one firmware update.
Yep. Yeah, and they said it in the video that they want to, and it's just like standard. You have a thing that comes with a rechargeable battery from the factory. The first thing you do is plug it in and walk away until the green light goes off or whatever.
You can plug it in and then start using it.
Yeah, you can. I know you mentioned that in your video, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I'm always like, I'm a stickler about that kind of thing.
So here's
I
what we have to
always
think about
plug it in, even my phones. When I get my phone brand new, I plug it in, and even if it self turns on as soon as it detects, I walk away. I won't touch the thing until it's fully charged, and then I'll do it.
I start using it right away.
I know.
Sometimes I don't even plug it in.
I know. But here's the one thing we need to pay attention. Remember, it said 0 of 5 games unlocked. I'm curious, is that once we do is that going to still be 0 of 5, or is that going to bump up to 0 of 10? How many more hidden games?
I think they say in the video that it'll update when future updates come out. And the 5 that are available are the ones that are available on the VS currently.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, they won't be able to play the hidden games that require dual cartridges.
That's true.
Unless there's, I was saying that unless there's an alternate way to unlock them, but I don't think they would do that because, like the games that are tied together with the 2 cartridges, you have to have those 2 cartridges on the VS. Correct. Whereas if you had some other alternate method to get them there, then you could play them without the cartridges, owning the cartridges. So it's kind of weird.
The only way that they're going to do that is if there's a huge amount of backlash, because then they're going to make the VS people unhappy. Because that's one exclusive feature, the dual card slot. And so if you try to, you know what I mean? Like it loses.
I guess you can look at it that way, where the VS has those games and they're not playable on the handheld. And the handheld has the Namco collections, which aren't playable, and the Capcom games, which aren't playable on the VS.
Correct.
There's an easy way that they could do it. All they have to do is let's say you put like an Atari 1, and then the next time you put an Atari 2, then under that menu, it's just like you've unlocked. Then they could just have that hidden game and always have it be there.
I mean, you could do it that way, or the other thing you could do, like if you think about it, like the business side, you could just put a hidden game collection out.
Or you could do that. What if they implemented
licensing
profiles?
Though? Would that be a problem with licensing? But I like that idea.
What if you had like profiles, and it knows that you unlocked the game in the VS, so you just automatically get it unlocked in the handheld?
That's true too.
Oh, because the online, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, guys, coin limit, time played, load. I think that's all great quality of life. Like we need that for a while.
Here's the thing. Oh, never mind. I just answered that question immediately. I was like, wait, does the EXP have the secret menu? And then immediately was right.
Yes. And it's also got that spot for the game of the month and whatever else they decide to do.
Yep.
So here's what I'm curious. Do you think the format they're always going to do things will always be a big firmware update? Or let's say like if a new theme comes out, do you think that? Because what's interesting about Evercade is that it's either an all or nothing update. Like if one little like the game of the month comes out, it can't just update that. Like it has to do the whole thing. I wonder if they'll fix that, or if it's just going to be a whole. I think we talked about what happens when this thing gets up to like 2 gigabytes. And
well, I don't think the updates they shouldn't climb to that.
No, I'm talking like 10 years.
Plus, if there's one update, it's not. I don't think it just keeps stacking on. I think they
it overwrites.
Erase the previous update.
Yeah, that's why I said the updates are still always 250
Mm-hmm.
megs because it's just rewriting everything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but the other thing I was like, you're talking about like, were you talking about like having to do an update in order to get like new wallpapers or bezels or something?
Yeah. That's all. Like if there's something that's just like a couple meg file, like then we have to the whole. And not that it's a big deal. I'm just curious if it's still.
I don't think they have a content delivery system outside of just updating the firmware. Like they need to have.
What if you could get custom bezels or screens, but only if you own certain cartridges? Like it's on the cartridge, you put the cartridge in, and then you get those. Yeah, it could be related to the theme of the cart.
It gets around the capacity problem eventually on the system if they load that onto the cart. Which in essence makes sense because you can't play those games without the cart anyway. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, and then that way
True.
you have.
custom.
I would
bezels
like
for
an
cart.
option where like every game had its own custom bezel, and then you select game's custom bezel, and then it's just different for whatever game you're playing.
Yeah, it makes having the cart even extra special because you can't get that bezel unless you have that cart.
Ooh.
Mm.
So
There you
with
go,
that,
you
do you
get-
think? Actually, Pete, you gave me an idea. Do you think maybe they might have something like a collections tab, where like let's say we keep track of all the collections you own, and maybe if you own like all the Namcos or you have like 1 through 10, then it unlocks
Yeah.
like bonus art, unlocks like bonus artwork and cool stuff like that that's saved to the cart. And
I mean, there's so
With the
much
games.
like what? There's 4 gigabytes of room on this system.
Yep.
I wonder how much is usable. Like what's just sitting there empty right now? Must be a couple gigs, at least 2 gigs available. So there's still tons of room on this system, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If they're
Definitely.
smart with their free games, they're smart with their unlockables. They've got a lot of runway, I think, to add stuff in the future.
For sure.
Especially retro games. Like if they just focus on 64-bit games back, or not even 64, 32 or 16-bit games, you can put thousands of them on in that space if you wanted to. Because they're only in the K, right? Only in the kilobyte range.
Oh yeah. Like I want to say like the entire like what Nintendo collection of like 800,000 games is maybe like 150 megs. Like that
Yeah, all the NES
Yeah.
stuff.
expand. No, it doesn't. It's whatever's built in. That's all we get.
Right.
Oh my! I had a big yawn. I've already been up for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's
I
9
mean,
o'clock.
Yeah, that's a long time to be awake.
I need a nap.
I was up at 6:30 Eastern today.
There you go.
I should be
So-
tired. I was supposed to have a vacation day yesterday. Instead, I had to go into the office, which was like the 4th time I had to do that this year.
Oh
Oh
no.
my gosh! You had to actually physically go into your office.
Yeah,
know,
I'm
right?
exhausted. I was exhausted.
Every time I got to go to my office, I get annoyed because I'm sitting in a car in traffic, and I'm like, "What's this? Like, I don't like this anymore. I don't want to." And I get to work all
Although
mad.
that is like, it takes me like 45 minutes to get there. But then on the other hand, it's like I get to listen to music in the car, which I haven't done a
Yeah.
whole lot in the last couple of years.
There is
I
that,
do
there
miss
is that,
radio in
yeah.
the car, like sports radio and stuff, like because I don't really listen to it at home. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I don't like the traffic, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I'm not talking to customers, I have Spotify Premium going on in the background. Like I love it. I love that. Yeah.
Well, guys, I've got a jet. I've got to go, so I want to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging,
Cool.
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
I'm glad you're better. I'm glad you're doing a lot
Yes,
better.
very glad.
Awesome.
For sure.
Bye, everyone. Talk to you next week.
Yep. All right, see you, Pete.
Right?
And then there was
Awesome.
3.
Yes. So, yeah, does anyone else have any other questions or anything else we want to hang out?
I must be blind. I don't know, like, 'cause I just realized Crow's Red and Stimpy like on a shirt.
Well, this
That's
is not
awesome.
just Ren. There's Ren and Stimpy is on here, but
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of other Nickelodeon characters on
Yeah,
it.
there's,
I don't know, it's
there's
like your shirt's
SpongeBob
just
out
like-
there, and
They kind of blend into
Rugrats.
the background and the lighting, and I don't know why. Like, I don't like notice them like right away. I'm like, that's
cool.
very
That's a
cool.
cool one, though.
It's like you're like the Weird Al of like like with those like crazy shirts. I love it.
Well, I got a lot of. I just barely wear any. I used to wear these to work, but then I got
That's
lazy.
Dude, if I had to go into the office, I'd wear like the craziest. Yeah.
Would you mind if I did a shout out for another YouTube channel that does good reviews for Evercade? Well, why not, man?
As long as
hit
they're
it up in
good.
the chat. We'll watch it. Yeah, why not?
I'll even watch it if it's bad.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
As long as it's not the guy that like tried to hook up the cart to like the Mister or do like ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, the hacky guys. They're
Yeah. As long
Well,
as
that's-
I was gonna say as long as the channel doesn't encourage piracy, or as long as it or like running not on Evercade hardware, sure.
Yes.
Because actually, in the Discord, which makes I don't know what the conversation was. I think it got deleted, but like that's one of the rules. Like that, which makes sense. It sounds like very clear. Like, hey, whatever videos, whatever content you post links to, it does not.
Yeah, just make sure it's all good.
Oh
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have it.
I heard you talk about that on, I think it was on Twitter there, Ballistic, about the Ted Dabney experience. I want to definitely
Okay.
check that out, because I do love myself some Atari, since that is what I grew up with.
Oh,
So,
By the way,
Buenos
can I just
Dogs
say-
and Angel Split, that's cool.
Well, can
Oh
I just
yes,
say,
I've been watching him. His stuff is great. I love it. Yeah,
That's
Boy
awesome.
and his dog.
Kid with
Yeah.
love. But you know what I love about? I love the wordplay on that. Which is anybody knows what that's from, right? Like what that wordplay is on.
What, a boy and
What
his dog?
wordplay are you talking about?
You know, like a boy and his, sort of like a boy and his dog, like a.
You mean
boy
a
and his
dog
blob.
boy and his blob?
Yeah.
Yes, that Nintendo. Yes, exactly. That's what
Nice.
I know. I remember. No, that just sticks out. I probably should watch, but like that sticks out because that's one of those games that was so weird, even for me, that I was glad that I rented and that I didn't buy. That was like so bizarre, but now that would be like the type of game that would be perfect for Evercade, and I would love to go back and explore, get all the different types of candy you could feed your blob and all like the secrets, because it was like a really weird Metrovania type thing. So yeah,
Very cool.
Wasn't that by David Crane?
A boy and his blob?
oh
Yeah.
ooh
I think you might be
Ooh.
right.
ooh.
It even
give an
says it on the
invitation.
box, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, David Crane's A Boy and His Blob. That's right.
there we go. We got some Activision links to that game.
Yep.
As David Crane is the
Well,
one
he
of the
did Pitfall, I
prolific
think.
guys.
He's
He
the one that
did
yeah,
Pitfall.
Yeah.
So wait,
But-
hey, check this out.
Yes,
with
do you want to
invitation.
do a quick? Yeah, sure. Yeah, but Roger, like I'm always down for
Yeah.
a cool little crossover thingy. Hit me
We
up.
just got to get the day. We just
You
got
know
to
where
get
to
the
get
day.
me.
Yeah, we just got to get the day and the time zones, because I know
Exactly.
it's
Yes.
like it probably can't be. It can be a work day if it's later, but like let's say if we do that like at and I'll just pick like let's say if we started at 6 Central. I know that's starting at 10 p.m. I don't know what's too late during the week for for you all.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But that's-
you go too far, and then it's like people are
Well,
like it's 2:00 in the morning or something over there.
Well, that's why, like,
It's
in
just like-
Saturday, like a weekend, like something like if we start at like we do like at noon or 2, then like their
Or
time, it's not
this time slot,
Yes.
Yeah, like
I
this
mean,
time slot. Like
This
that would
time
work.
slot right now would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, well, we'll have to figure something out. But yeah, I would definitely jump on some stuff.
Thank you for the yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For sure. RMDB TV has. I wonder if you're doing a end of the year ranking show this year. There might be something cooking in the background. It might look a little different for what we've done normally, but there is something. There is something
the
going
thing
on.
is, like, at the end of the year, I know I won't have looked at everything that has come out this year.
Right.
So
yeah.
if I'm going to do something, it's
It
going to
doesn't necessarily have to be the end of the year. We could do it, like real awards season style. Like, the Academy Awards isn't until February because they got to wait till everyone sees all the stuff that happened in December. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
So, but
January
Just
would
think
be
about
good
it. December 15th is when we're getting IRIM and Toaplan. So
January would
That's true.
January would be good because that's like when we we have Indie Heroes and
Mhm.
there's some new games. I would say
Yeah.
that would be a good thing to do, but probably like the beginning of next year.
Yes, I definitely would like to do some kind of thing that's like that for sure. And so yeah, keep your eyes peeled to various channels and various things, as there might be something cool happening
Oh, okay.
in regards to that. But yeah, this time slot, sure.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, this time slot, we just
As
got
long
to
as
figure
it's-
out a cool day.
Yeah.
And then
Saturday
we'll
has
do
to. Yeah. A weekend day, of course. But yeah.
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 I mean, yeah. Heck, I'd
Friday's
even
fine.
say we could even do a crossover like in our own time slot on
Yeah.
the Evercast. So
Now
Yeah,
it could actually technically, so depending on when everybody's vacation aligns and when they want to do the show, like it could be a weekday if everybody's off work. So I should mention,
yeah, take the vacation day.
yeah.
what?
I took this because I had to go to work yesterday. I wound up taking Monday off.
Well, like the company that I work for, they give us like the winter break, like from that whole like week of that like the 20th. And a lot of companies will give that whole week off plus any vacation you stack on top of it. So I'm like, if it's during that time and everybody doesn't have to work, sure, we could,
Yeah.
I have to work.
you suck. No.
Aw, no.
I feel sorry.
You know what?
Yeah, we'll figure it
I could
out.
probably still do it while I'm working.
That's
nobody's at work.
No, yeah, we'll definitely figure it out.
Knowing
Yeah,
that, I get
we see him
scheduled
like
for a
pull out his,
meeting.
we see him pull out his headset or whatever. Yeah, he's like in a meeting.
Yeah.
And then he flips back like, oh, what game
I
are we
don't
in, guys?
know.
What game? No.
That'd be interesting. Trying to set it up so I'm streaming two different things at once. I'm in the video conference on one side and on the Evercast on another at the same time.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
two different computers.
Yeah, just don't get
Yes.
confused.
Yes,
They're like,
yes.
they're like, huh? What's the Evercade?
Right.
They're like, oh no, sorry, I was just talking to my wife.
Like I'd be muted, but they
You could
still
play it
see
off.
my mouth moving, and they're gonna be like, "You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah,
we can't hear you."
You know, like what they do like in movies sometimes when they rob like bank vaults and like overlay video with no one there, like you'll have to like hit a button to where it just shows you this like at the computer. Like,
Or I'm thinking like of like the whole movie trope where somebody has scheduled 2 dinner dates at the same time, and they're running back and forth between the 2 restaurants.
Mhm, mhm.
that would be great. Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, I think that'll be awesome. We need to make that happen. Join forces for holiday special show.
I think they had
Nice.
asked me to come on, but I was like, "There's no way I can do it because you do it while I'm working."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we'll get the logistics all worked.
Yeah, we'll work it out with Roger, and we'll obviously we'll let you guys all know when it all does get worked out. But Jason asked, anyone know what the game of the month is for December? I believe it's 2 of them,
They didn't update it, did they?
and it has not
No.
Okay.
updated yet. I would imagine that would happen next week sometime. And I want to say it's Nyx the Paradise Relic and Gelatinous Humanity Lost. I think those are the 2, because Beer Slinger is the one that you won't be able to play until you get the cart, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. I want to play. You know what's
I
funny
think
about
that's the
that?
one.
Well, I saw when he said that, I'm like, oh, they're still doing Game of the Month because of all like the Evercade news and everything been so focused on the 2 new collections and the EXP. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then
Well, I
Chip
thought about it because it was like exactly 1 month ago that I put up
Ah!
that short for what I can't remember what. Oh yeah, Beavis too. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh wait, it's been a month already.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's flying by.
So-
But yeah, so Beer Slinger I know is going to be on the cart solo.
Yeah.
It won't be a part. I just cannot remember which one of the 2. I think it's definitely Nyx, and I want to say it's Gelatinous Humanity Lost, because I don't think the other one is on there. But I mean, I could be wrong. It could be the trilogy instead of Gelatinous. I'm not sure, but it's 2.
They'll be mostly new because only completed 1 game. But check this out though. This sprung nostalgia, and because what he ended it in, and it was in caps. You guys know what movie that's from?
Wait, what?
I think
You know what movie and only because I've seen that so many times, and it was on HBO so many times, I know exactly what that's. I don't know what this in reference to, but
Yeah, I don't know what it's in reference to either, but I can't place the movie either.
okay. If I told you Robin Williams, would that help?
Maybe.
I still don't know what you're referring to.
The quote. It's a quote from the movie.
Oh, that quote on the
Yes,
screen
that-
right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And the key because it's in caps and it ends in deer. That's what like gave it away.
Oh yeah.
Think of it. Think of Robin. Okay, think of Robin Williams doing that like in an English accent.
Okay.
Or
You talking about Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, yes.
I've never even seen that movie.
Soundtrack's got it in there.
Dude, that was like plastered all over HBO. Like so many,
I
many.
never had
times.
cable, so.
But
Well,
dude,
actually, I
that
had
was, like-
cable once in my life, and that was only to see Mystery Science Theater.
But yeah, sorry, I don't know what that was in reference to, but that just hit nostalgia. But it was help is on the way, and I can't even try to attempt to do the accent. But yeah, help is on the way. I love that.
That's awesome.
Our audience is
Good
really
stuff.
cool. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just gravitated towards that. What was that, Jason? What was that in reference to? Because I just
Oh yeah.
what was that in reference to?
Oh, about the dinner reference. Nice.
Oh, gee, that makes it even.
Oh.
that makes it even.
Oh,
fun.
you know,
That makes it-
I do know there's a scene like that in Mrs. Doubtfire because I've
Yes.
seen that clip.
yes,
But
yeah, he has. Yeah, it's the date reference, and then he's also like interviewing to be on a show, and the one guy keeps making him making him drink, and then he keeps getting drunker, and then he forgets, and eventually he goes back just as Mrs. Doubtfire to the wrong. Then he has to sell it that that's the new character. Yeah, okay, brilliant, Jason. That was beautiful.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm about to get invaded by a baby bacon. So think my time might be coming to a close as
Oh.
well. Hey, what's going on, Mike? What's up?
Oh, we clicked at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you. Oh, I like the new
Very good
logo.
Yeah, that is a cool new logo.
Fires.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, but anyway,
Ah.
yeah. If anyone else has anything else, let's get into final thoughts. Anything you guys want to plug? Anything going on in your channels before we wrap it up here?
Well, I did put up that video for the Galco Arcade 2.
Nice.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I started playing the C64 collection. Did anybody have a problem with summer games crashing constantly?
No, but admittedly, I've only put it in just to see the menu.
Oh,
I
I've been
haven't played
playing
it
it, and the very first event is the pole vault, and eventually during the pole vault event, it would just crash to Commodore Basic. It's
Oh
really
no, really?
Are you on the
Yeah.
latest firmware?
Yeah.
Ooh, I hope it's not a card issue.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, I
That's it.
submitted. I was capturing at the time, so I edited it to a shorter video where it happened like 4 times, and I sent that over to Blaze. So they've got that bug, but I don't know if it's just because I was playing like the certain I was playing like 8 characters at the same time or something. I don't know.
You crashed it. No.
I basically was playing it the way I played it when I was a kid, and that was to like play all 8 people at the same time.
Well, yeah, that probably. I broke it. Okay.
And yes, I was playing summer games with an arcade stick.
Ooh.
I basically been playing everything on the Evercade with an arcade stick.
I was trying to
I was
unmute
like-
myself.
No, I was gonna say the baby bacons took over. They crashed the internet.
Yeah.
Ah!
How you? Come here. I like it.
But no, next week. So I'm gonna have one of 2 videos. I don't want to say which one because I'm not sure. It depends if there's time. There's one that I really want to do, and I can push the next one till next week. But if not, we will have a calling out retro gamers next
That's right.
week.
That's
and so
right.
we'll be excited about that. And then
Mhm.
I do want to start to do some Steam Deck stuff on my secondary channel. I've just been like really busy. Yeah.
I also just got the latest release,
Oh, there you go. Nice.
yeah.
Finally got
Yeah.
there.
the pegless version. Yes,
Nice.
Finally,
It's worth the wait.
finally.
Very cool. It was worth the wait.
I don't want to play this.
Awesome.
Yeah, I admit. Yeah, I don't want to play this ONF. Yeah, man. I mean, that's for me. Pick up and play.
Yeah.
Pick up and play is huge. You know what I mean? Like, just for trust and comparison, me and my wife were kind of talking about these other day. She was saying like one of the things she loves like about like Parcheesi and Yahtzee because it's a simple game that anybody can pick up and play, but it's really in depth. Like kind of like think of like Pac-Man, Space Invaders versus something like Monopoly that like never ends.
You say that
Mhm.
Yahtzee is a simple game, yet I've seen so many arguments about the way you can score that game.
You just follow the score sheet. I mean, there's only
But you could play alternate rules.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes
that's what the
people don't
difference
play.
is.
Sometimes people don't play by the same rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could with anything, but I'm just saying, but like the standardized rule. You know what I mean? So I think for me that's a huge. I'm glad that Dan brought that up because for me a huge thing is pick up and play. Like how much time am I going to have to invest to learn to play? The dang thing.
Yeah.
And if it's something where if I can't even get into the game because it was designed to use a keyboard and then the overlay and then once you get into it, it's a headache. I'm like meh.
Well, so far I'm 4 games into the C64 collection. So far, I've only had to use the virtual keyboard to enter my name in.
Yeah. Ironically enough, Chris, my oldest actually loves Super Skid Works. He probably does think it's the best game I've ever.
That
played.
was like
Go
that
on,
was
keep going.
one of my lowest rated games.
Yep. And this little one, he'll play just about anything, because he wants to be just like his big brother. But yeah, he'll be 2 in just over a week.
I saw a tail wagging
Crazy.
back there.
What's up?
I said I saw a tail wagging back there.
Oh yes, yeah. Pippin has also invaded the room.
Everyone's busted in.
Yeah, well, the my oldest has a thing he does every weekend of just around this time. So right around this time, everyone just invades the room because now there's no one else in the house. So the dog's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then now Yeah, you want to play? Yeah, he wants to play. He wants to play on the cabinet. But over here on the bacon ice cream side of things, there might be actually a poll that will happen for the weekend to kind of determine what will actually happen for the week. Just gonna kind of put the channel's content in your guys' hands. So I'm gonna ask, like, hey, what do you guys want to see? Would you rather see this thing or this thing? And I'll put the poll up there. So make sure you see, keep an eye on the community tab, and we'll see what happens. Plus, also, I do want to say, yeah, Dan might have an idea about what's going to go on. The other thing is there was a poll to find out what the rubber match was going to be between me and the Atari Creep for the Walk 10 Alzheimer's stuff. And I think that'll also happen sometime this week. We'll actually record the things, and we'll either premiere it on Evercast Day next week or at some point during the week. So
it was funny about that.
It'd be very cool.
I was gonna say, like, because when Chris did the asteroids video, he forgot to hide it, and I was like when that first came, I was like really confused at first. I was
He put it on the channel. Yeah.
I'm like, he's probably doing something with Rich, and then then it became unlisted. And then when I saw your video, it made complete sense. But it was just it was just kind of funny. But that's
it's very cool.
That's the great thing about YouTube.
What was it again? Let me just double check. I want to say, look, it's Food Fight 7,800, 37 votes. Food Fight 7,800 just blew away everything else.
Yes.
So that looks like that's going to be the rubber match game, which is going to be awesome.
I love Food Fight.
Very cool, very cool. So, all right, cool guys. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I gotta run because now I've got Intellivision games getting opened behind me. So what's all that about.
Well, you've convinced me. I put a poll on my channel.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
I started
tabs
it,
are awesome.
And then Rich, and then Pete, and then now you. Yeah, I mean, it's a great. It's a great YouTube feature. It's poorly advertised, but I like it because it's directly geared towards your viewers and not just like out in the ether like Twitter or anything else.
100%. So, all right, guys. With all that being said, we'll catch you next time. We'll catch you next week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week. We'll see you guys again soon. See you.